Hey guys, welcome back to This Side of Awesome. So today I'm actually going to do another toy review, or not really a review, but more like a haul, I guess I guess I would call them. So last time we talked, I was showing you some of the stuff that I had picked up or had mailed to me. It's kind of a back order of stuff, but I kind of went through some of it. And today, it's been probably about maybe a week or so later since that last video, I have gotten some other stuff, and I'm actually pretty excited to share them. Today, at this point in time, I think it's like, solemnly, it's September 11th. So, hearts and prayers out to those affected by 9/11. Today, I'm actually kind of going over some stuff that has been in the recent YouTube sphere of reviewers collecting stuff. So I don't know when this video goes out. Hopefully maybe within a month, so it's still slightly relevant. Hopefully I'll be able to catch up so that everything that I'm doing is relevant to the actual time. I have such a backlog of videos I've been trying to upload that I'm slowly trying to catch up. So with that said, I talked previously about some things that I have been collecting, and one of those kind of things is the pop figures. So I showed you last time I had gotten Ronald McDonald and let's see, Grimace and the Hamburglar. Now I had only actually ordered 4 of them. I didn't get Mayor McCheese just because, like, I don't know, Mayor McCheese was a very short stint in his career, I guess you could say, from what I remember. I was more a little bit later than the 70s. I was watching Birdie and the Professor guy, whatever his name was, the Fry guys, and obviously the Nuggets. But I remember Mayor McCheese and Officer Mac, or Officer Big Mac. But I remember Officer Big Mac the most, and so I was like, I'm going to get him. I might eventually get Mayor McCheese if I feel like it, but there's so many other pops that I really want that I'm like, maybe, because I really want the Fry guys, but I haven't seen them anywhere, and I want Birdie, but they haven't come out with Birdies. Anyways, long story short, so last night I came back from work, because I work in a totally different state, and I come home for the weekends, and it was sitting right there. Unfortunately, it just rained, and like, although I have like a little covering over my door, the carpet down there, or whatever that, I guess you would mat, got a little wet, so it seeped through the little box that it was in, and the bottom of the pop got a little wet. And I was able to set up against the wall, kind of pat it down a little bit, so when it dried this morning, it actually didn't warp. So that's a good thing. But anyways, long story short, I got Officer Mac. So yeah. The only thing I noticed is special sauce is a little bit blended into the bread. I don't know if you can see that. So the paint job isn't perfect on that part, but other than that, I am super happy about this guy. I'm going to open him right now, real quick, and I just want to get a closer look at him. And as you guys have heard me say before, I take them out of the boxes, and I keep them out of the boxes. So he doesn't have a stand. Most of the guys don't have stands. But yeah, his paint job's not perfect, at least around his mouth area. But as you can see, let's see. There you go. He's in focus now. So you can kind of see a little bit of the blending of paint. Other than that, though, he's a pretty cool looking character for what he was. I like I said, I grew up on these characters. People nowadays, the younger generation, don't really know. I would say 10 years younger than me, they might have heard of Ronald McDonald, and maybe a couple characters, but for the most part, like, anybody within, unless you're in the culture, you went to McDonald's, and, like, now the McDonald's boxes are the characters. I don't get that at all. Anyways, I got the 4 that I wanted. So I'm super happy about these icons. I actually really like pop icons. If Funko's watching, I love the icons. Keep the icons coming. Anything that you can think of that hasn't been done before, yo, do it. I can't think off the top of my head, except for obviously the Burger King. you know, there's a lot that I don't have that I want, but I've got a pretty good selection. I've got like the Noid from Domino's. A lot of people don't know about the Noid, except unless you were there. You should come out with Little Caesars, Caesar. Anyways, so yeah, so I got him. I got him last night. Super excited. A little bit worried that he got destroyed from the rain, but hey, what can you do, right? Especially when you don't live at your residence every day. So this morning, well, actually, let me back up. So as you guys have noticed, I was on the trip about getting G.I. Joes. I love G.I. Joe. Like I said, I'm not the die-hardest fan about G.I. Joe, but I grew up with G.I. Joes. I watched the cartoons, the movie in the theater. That's how old I am. You know, I wasn't as old as some people where like they remember the 12-inch G.I. Joes. So, you know, some people are super into that only because they might be like maybe 50 or older. But I remember the 80s cartoon. Anyways, so I really wanted to get the main characters, the ones that they first came out with, which I do have all 5, which is great. But when they said a Cobra Commander, I was like, oh. So I ordered Cobra Commander on Amazon. And then I've been looking everywhere for Baroness. Now, Baroness, the craziest thing about Baroness, and the fact that she comes with a bike, so it makes it even, like, more of a collector's thing. Because you know me, I'm into female figures. So, like, obviously I want the Baroness because G.I. Joe doesn't have a big selection of female characters. So I'm like, well, in this case, I'm actually going to get a lot of the male characters. I'm cool with that, right? My favorites are actually Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. But, everybody's is. But, I've looked everywhere. And mind you, so I live in Virginia, okay? I work in Maryland. And I, travel Baltimore, all of D.C., most of Northern Virginia, Northern America, obviously. Northern Virginia and Southern Virginia. So, I have been to probably, no exaggeration, 20, if not 30 not Walmart's, Targets. Or at least searched that many online. So I use Pop Finder now. I just recently found out about Pop Finder. And for some reason, Walmart's part doesn't work. I don't know why. Target's works. But I've been everywhere. And I went out of my way a couple times, got up super early to go almost an hour away for some stores, and I have always been coming up short. And I was getting super upset because a lot of people have been posting videos with the Baroness. And I'm like, yo, when am I going to get this? Because some stores said they had it, you show up, there's nothing there. And I'm thinking, either the person just literally got it and they're walking around the store, or somebody's hidden it. So it was making me very upset. But right before I came back, there's a Walmart, I keep on saying Walmart, a Target, that was a little further out of the way than where I was staying at my mom's. So I noticed that they said they had 4 available. And I was like, I haven't seen any store yet to say they had 4. So what that was telling me was either one was on the shelf or being taken around, or they just recently put all of them out there and one might have been, because there's no way there's 4 sitting on the shelf, right? Or there's 1 on the shelf or 1 hidden, and 3 of them haven't been put out, which usually, and I found out, 3 come in a box. So I thought, let me go there and let me just see. So I went there, get to the aisle, obviously nothing's there, and I'm thinking, come on. There can be no way that 4 people right now are in the store that have this. Or maybe 1 person has one, but 3 or 2 are hidden, but all 4 would be hidden, and I thought, no. Let me find out. So I went and I talked to the guy, and I'm like, look, can you check to see, because this particular Target, some of them have the little pads where they say, oh yeah, they're all out. And then there's the ones that are just the scanners, and you can't actually do the check, right? This is the one you can't do the check. So I was like, man. So I found a guy and I said, listen, do you have this? Oh yeah, well, it's probably all out. And I said, well, 4, really? You're telling me that 4 are somewhere in the store hidden, or 4 people have it? Can you just do a check? So he's like, yeah, let me go back and check. Because he almost wouldn't. Sure enough, he comes out with a box of 3. And I'm like, yes! So, you don't know how ecstatic I was. Target bag. I'm going to hype Target up right now. Even though I've been very mad at Target. I finally did. I finally got the Baroness. So I picked this up maybe like a day or two ago, probably 2 days ago, and oh my God, look at that! That is the Baroness. Let's see. I'm trying to see which side I'm on here. The Baroness. You can't really see it because it's shiny. Anyways, you know what's funny is when it first came out and I saw it online, I thought this was a 3¼ inch figure because I was like, "There's no way." And you know, she's obviously a smaller frame because she's female. So it looked to me, because I hadn't seen this like somebody holding it. I just saw pictures of it, and I was like, they came out with a 3¼ inch line? Because I thought the Special Missions Cobra Island was a separate group of 3¾ figures. You know how Star Wars does the 6-inch figures, and then they do the vintage line of the 3¾ That's what I thought it was. And so I was like, oh man, but that's cool. They came out with a bike one, but at least they're doing her. But I can't wait till they come out with the single pack, right? You know? And then I come to find out, no, she's part of the 6-inch line. And I was like, oh, crap. And I was like, really? You're going to do the one character I really want, but with a bike, which means it's going to be even more expensive. And the crazy thing about this is, it's $40. So it's twice the price of the figure. And I don't want the bike. Now, there's nothing wrong with the bike. I don't necessarily want it. I just don't. I mean, it's a G.I. Joe vehicle. It's the first G.I. Joe vehicle in the line that we're getting. That's a 6-inch vehicle. And I don't know if they're even going to come out with bigger vehicles, because as a 6-inch line, it's hard to do vehicles because they're so much bigger. But I was like, oh my God, I super wanted this, and I actually got it. And he gave me one, but when he gave it to me, the box was like tore, and I was like, can you switch one of those? And he looked kind of annoyed that I asked about that. But I'm like, come on, you know, I'm not going to take a ripped box that could eventually in the future be worth something. Like I said, I'm not really big into the whole saving boxes things, but you just never know. You know what I mean? You just never know. Because if I had saved any of the boxes when I was a kid, oh my God. Yeah. So that's that. I'm super happy. I finally got it. The Baroness. So I have that as part of my collection. Now, I haven't opened any of my G.I. Joes yet because I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait until I got at least the ones I really want now. Because I know more is coming out later, and I'll worry about those later. But I just wanted to get the 5, Baroness, and Cobra Commander. The Storm Shadow, I'm not really... If I ever buy that Storm Shadow, the winter one, I would only have him as a background ninja character. He wouldn't be Storm Shadow to me because, one, I don't remember that Storm Shadow. I remember the original one and the ones with the little stripe, you know, square things that were on. I forget what they called that one, but the one with the little square patterns on them. That was actually my favorite one. I'll get him maybe as a background ninja. I want the red ninja just because he looks freaking cool. I don't have Gung Ho. I don't have Beachhead. I'm like, yeah, I might get those maybe if I have the money and, you know, whatever. I'm looking for Shipwreck. I'm looking for Dusty. I'm looking for Flint. I'm looking for, what was it, Hawk? I can't remember. You know, the leaders. Sergeant Slaughter, I don't think they're going to... I mean, they just came out with one from a different line. I don't know if they're going to come out with one or not. But definitely Shipwrecked. Definitely Dusty. Definitely Flint and Hawk. CoverGirl and Jane. Those ones I definitely want. And in the bad guys, I want Zartan. Definitely Zartan. Definitely the twins. And Dr. Mindbender. If I get Dr. Mindbender, the twins, Zartan, hey, I'm happy. I'm super happy. Those are the ones I really want. Anyways, so I ordered them off of Amazon. It said it was going to be a long time. Amazon bumped up the date, so I got Amazon this morning. So I was like, whoa. Crazy thing about it, I was like, when is this going to come today? So I checked my phone, and it's like, delivered, handed to a person. And I'm like, I'm the only one here right now. I'm like, handed to a person? I don't know about that. As opposed to them saying left at the door. They never knocked on my door. So I was like, I might need to check the door. Because I think it's like, what time is it? It's like 1:30. I literally a half an hour ago opened the door. So about 1 o'clock. Never got a knock, never got a ring, never got a honk in the horn, none of that stuff. I just lost Shikla. Anyways, I'm trying to speed talk here because I know I talk a lot. Anyways, I open the door, and sure enough, Amazon package, right? Amazon package at my door. So I'm super psyched. I was like, oh my god, I got Cobra Commander. I've got everything I need right now. I'm happy. I can probably start opening these today, right? I'm gonna give you, and mind you, I opened this already. It's open, and I've already pulled it out, looked at it, threw the bag away. But I was like, you know what? I wanna rant a little bit here because the reason why, and you don't know this, but I don't order from Amazon. I don't like Amazon. I know everybody orders from Amazon. Girl orders from Amazon. Everybody, my sister orders from Amazon. Everybody I know orders from Amazon. Every time I'm on Amazon, I can't find anything that I want. Nothing. And if they have it, it's very select, and the prices are way too high. I don't like Amazon because Amazon does not have everything. They can suck it. I go to eBay. A lot of people are like, I don't want to eBay because eBay sucks for whatever. Yo, there's a pattern to buy from eBay. And I'll share that with you maybe another time. I don't buy from Amazon because this is why I don't buy from Amazon. This is a bag for a boxed collectible. So I was like, oh man, I hope it's not damaged. So I open it up. And remember what, like I said, I don't really care about the box, but it would be nice to have a nice, clean, undamaged box. Maybe in the future. Who knows, right? I like my stuff to be in good order, regardless if I pull it out or not. Anyway, so I pulled it out, and sure enough, it was crushed. And this was actually squished even more. I mean, I popped it open a little bit, but it's the bottom. I don't know how you can see this. Anyways, it's crushed. The corner was like really badly crushed. You can't see it too well on the camera, but this whole corner was like flat. And I was like, really? Really? It's a boxed collectible item. And they put it in a bag. And it got squashed. And I'll tell you why I don't like Amazon. It's because one of the this was before all of my collection. I had bought my lighting equipment that I'm using right now, which is like an umbrella, stick, and all that stuff. And I bought at the same time, I bought my my Evil Dead Ash, wherever he is. Oh, he's in the other room. My Evil Dead Ash, right? I was super happy about buying one of my first pops ever. Because I think it was either him as my first pop or Michonne, and then it was him and then Boba Fett. They put the pop in a box with my lighting equipment with a whole bunch of other metal rods. And when I opened the box up, my lone little pop, which wasn't wrapped up, there was nothing around it to keep it together, that thing was crushed. The pop was good, but the box was destroyed because this metal rod is just, you know, crushing the crap out of the inside of this little area. So anyways, after that I was like, nah, screw Amazon. You know, I'm not buying from Amazon. So anyways, so out of all that, the good news is I got Cobra Commander. And I got this Cobra Commander specifically because, one, he goes with the rest of the line. They're all dark and muted. There are some bright colors, but it's dark and muted. He's dark and muted. He's got the navy blue. The bright blue one was way too cartoony to go against these guys. And you say, well, he is kind of a vibrant character. Yeah, he's a vibrant character, but I was like, I don't want a big, bright blue character just to suppose these ones. So I like this one, and I don't want the other one where he's all red and regal, because that's just too much. So I super like this one with the navy blue design. This is Cobra Commander to me, because I feel like Cobra Commander was always a dark colored character anyhow. So yeah, I'm super happy that I finally got Cobra Commander. The box is fucked, but whatever. I'm really super happy I got a Baroness. So now I've got my whole little collection here. He's number 6. She is number 13. Yeah, so Amazon. But I got it. I still got it slightly earlier, so I can say that I at least got it. But the only thing is too, it said it handed it to somebody. Like, come on, really? You left it on my door. You didn't even knock. You didn't ring my bell. You didn't honk your horn. But you're going to put on there you handed it to somebody? Really? Anyways, besides that, one last thing and I'll go because I know I've probably been taking way too long. 20 minutes. Good job. Was at a store? It's a comic book store. They sell some figures. But I saw this guy and I had to get him. So I got Tyrese from The Walking Dead. Now I have him in the little tiny figure. But I have these figures and I have the bigger figures. But I was like, you know what? Let me get the ones that I really want. I'm looking for T-Dog, which is super hard to find. But I got Tyrese. I also have Sasha. Because these Sasha and Tyrese are the ones that were together when they got to the prison. So I'm happy about that. So I picked him up for $15 at this store. So yay! And then I found something. You're going to be like, what the hell is that? I love Supergirl. You guys have seen my Supergirl display. I've got this DC superhero girl, Supergirl Barbie looking. They're not Barbies, but the 12 inches. I got the 13 or 16-inch one. I got that little outfit that you saw that I put on a Barbie. So I love Supergirl. I got the picture. I got the statues. I love Supergirl. So I saw this and I was like, you know what? This is kind of cool. I know it's more of a girly thing, but I got this. They're called pumps. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know if you can look this up online or not, but it's called pumps. Okay, they come in these little boxes, and when you open them up, they are what they are. They are pumps. They're like little shoes. Girl shoes. So I'll take this one out of its bag so you can see it. And this is Supergirl's. And they have a Batgirl one. They have a mirror one. But they're little pumps. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's got the cape is the back part of the heel. There is the... Come on, focus. The front part, the symbol, and I'll show you from this side. So these are really neat, and as you can see, the size comparison to my palm. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And I was like, does two come with it? He's like, no, these aren't actual, double pumps. And I was like, okay. So as a little display item, as you can see, it's kind of small compared to a pop figure. So yeah, I was like, you know what? That's cool. I'll get it. I'll put it next to my Supergirl stuff. And hey, whatever. So call me weird, but I saw it. I'm into Supergirl. And I bought it for, it was like, I think he was selling them for like $12 or $13, but he sold it to me for $10. So he was trying to get me out of the store. He was trying to get me to go ahead and buy it. Because I'm pretty sure he wasn't getting enough of them bought, because there's probably more guys that go in there than girls. Not to say there aren't girls, but he probably wasn't selling them, so he was like, let me go ahead and just sell this guy because he's liking it. Probably thought I was weird for buying pumps, but hey. Anyway, so that's that, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by this side of awesome. Thank you for seeing what I have to open later. And you might notice a little bit. I don't know if I can turn the camera around a little bit. You can see some of the Legos right here that I bought or that I built. And yeah, I think I put some pictures last time I did a video. Anyways, until next time, guys, hopefully I'll do more of a review or talk about something different as opposed to just my hauls. But I'll see you guys in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and ring that little notification bell so you know the next time I post a video. I'll talk to you guys again later. See you later. Bye. What's that?
Call yourself awesome.
I am awesome.